I am Magdalena Kirchner, and I am a political scientist with a focus on international security. The lines between the domestic and the international realm are more blurred than ever, and the role of international organization seems to decline. Be it zero problems or a new responsibility, new concepts of foreign policy behavior have been discussed both in Germany and Turkey extensively. How can we reconcile national interest with an ever-increasing need for transnational cooperation? Beyond military capabilities, a more coherent understanding and a more comprehensive discussion on security challenges is necessary. As a Mercator-IPC Fellow, I will discuss with policymakers and shapers whether new foreign policy roles are accompanied by new practices in crisis management, and if they're likely to succeed in the future.
My name is Sarah Nash. I'm a political scientist working at the crossroads of climate politics and migration politics. Increasingly, human mobility is becoming a key topic at international climate change negotiations. The response to the Climate Displacement Task Force that was established at the Paris Climate Conference last December was mixed. The fact that the issue survived the negotiations has been hailed by some as a breakthrough, while others are cautious. But one thing is certain, the link between climate change and mobility is here to stay. This makes it all the more important to understand how this link is perceived and how decisions are made. As a Mercator-IPC Fellow, I will carry out research specifically on the Climate Displacement Task Force. I am particularly interested in how the task force is established, what work it takes on, and how it is held accountable, especially in the context of current refugee movements.
My name is Wiebke Hoberger and I'm a historian and political scientist with a regional focus on Turkey. Turkey currently hosts almost 3 million Syrians, and there is an ongoing debate among Turkish decision makers to shift Syrian status from temporary guests to permanent citizens. Out of the many discussions surrounding the future of Syrian refugees in Turkey, the challenge of integration is of highest importance. From a refugee's perspective, is Turkey ready to integrate 3 million newcomers into its society? As Mercator-IPC Fellow, I will observe an NGO working with refugees to gain an understanding of the mutual perceptions underlying the social relationships between Syrian refugees and Turkish citizens. For Syrian refugees to be able to properly integrate into Turkish society, it must first and foremost be asked into which society shall they integrate.
My name is Kristen Bel. I'm an anthropologist specialized in migration and urban studies. Today, Turkey has become the world's largest refugee hosting country and is facing growing pressures to look beyond the emergency needs of these refugees who were initially conceived as temporary guests. These pressures are being felt at multiple fronts. At the one end is the EU, which has re-emerged as a powerful actor aiming to shape Turkey's migration affairs. At the other end are the different urban communities of Turkey, where the massive refugee influx is significantly impacting everyday life. As a Mercator-IPC Fellow, I will be exploring refugee integration as a concept shaped by these different levels and dynamics. How are policymakers conceiving refugee integration in Turkey? How are refugees and host populations experiencing living together? By comparing these different levels, I would like to explore ways for bringing refugees, urban stakeholders, policymakers and researchers into closer dialogue to find more sustainable solutions for peaceful and constructive coexistence.
My name is Tuğba Açayak. I'm an environmental engineer and I hold a PhD in climate science. Greenhouse gas emissions from waste and agriculture sectors increased in Turkey over the last decade. Related to its agricultural production, high demand of chemical fertilizer causes environmental issues. Besides, composting is decreasing despite its benefits. As a Mercator-IPC Fellow, I would like to examine the greenhouse gas mitigation potential in waste and agriculture sectors in Turkey. Bringing these sectors together, I want to determine the potential of composting to decrease organic waste disposed of in landfills and also uncontrolled manure in the farms. I want to show how the application of compost minimizes the use of chemical fertilizer and their subsequent emissions. By setting applicable reduction targets and mitigation strategies, can we play a role toward fulfillment of EU requirements in the Environment and Climate Change chapter?
My name is Emre utkardesler. I'm a sociologist dealing with public policy issues. I work as a researcher and consultant on education and social policy. Education is central to children's lives. Each day a kid cannot go to school has serious negative consequences for their future. It is also instrumental in creating a nexus of education policy and social policy, which can contribute to the resolution of problems in the short and long term. Hence, it is essential to develop a framework for shifting the current patchwork responses to refugee education into long-term strategies. Half of the refugees currently in Turkey are children, and it is estimated that half of those children do not receive proper schooling. As a Mercator-IPC Fellow, I will review and evaluate the education policies for refugees in Turkey and Germany. I aim to develop comparative lessons and propose a set of specific policy instruments for providing formal education to refugee children in Turkey.